There's a quote from David Lowery a while back that I can't remember where I got it from. In it, he said that sleepiness or boredom isn't necessarily a bad thing. When you're sleepy, your mind drifts and wanders just for a second. To snap you back to the present, to make you realize your drifting was always a part of the story. There's not much of a plot. There's not even a specific character, but tone and feeling are part of it. If we were to discern the plot of Skinamarink, it would be the simple idea of a demon hunting two children while the parents are away. Oftentimes, when we think of horror, we think of the slashers, but rarely do we think about the horror of the spaces they inhabit. If you look at the Overlook Hotel in The Shining, the horror of it doesn't just come from the Native Americans or Jack Torrance, but a liminal space of getting from here to there and how empty and lonely the place is. It's that feeling of wrongness of the spaces that should be inhabited that our mind wants to fill. And sometimes being bored or sleepy during a film isn't a negative. It's sometimes a positive if you use it right. There's a vulnerability when we lose the ability to stay awake, as the consciousness turns off and the subconsciousness enters the forefront. We're all familiar with the ways our subconscious takes over and gives us wild imaginings of the places and things we see. Even more so when we're kids. The world feels bigger and yet smaller at the same time. Demons hide in corners, in the grains of certain frames. Things move in strange ways, appearing and disappearing into the dark. This meditative pace of creating fear, not as a way to titillate the audience, but to revel in the confusion and quiet of liminal spaces, isn't necessarily horrific, but sad. Melancholic. Fear in Skinamarink isn't fear-inducing, nor is it particularly scary. It's a tense sadness, as the fear and the sleepiness induced by its methodical pacing makes its melancholy enter your mind to feel strangely emotional and affecting. Sometimes the horror isn't the means or an end. It can scare, but often it's left as is. What we see here is a horror that bombards with the mundane everyday and makes itself wash over you. Before you know it, all you're left with is a sad, quiet goodbye as the film asks what it's been like to watch it, how it feels to live in that world. Before you wake up.